Good morning, afternoon, evening, Who Dey Nation. Still riding high. I'm not gonna lie. After that Ravens win, um, it's been such a long time, and I apologize. And I want to give my explanation. I've had busy weekends, and I haven't really been able to. Um, it's really just been a tough time with school again, and that's what you get when you're a college student. But I am trying to pump out as much content as I can for you. I'm trying to plan out how my videos are looking and how my episodes are going. But either way, I just wanted to say I'm sorry and thank you again for tuning in. And if you're watching on YouTube and you're seeing me look, this is where my other screen is up here to my left. And so I'll be looking at stuff through there. I'll uh I kind of look up here every once in a while. But anyway, I know a lot of you only listen to this, so it's a little different. Maybe maybe go check out the YouTube channel, New Jungle Podcast on YouTube. Anyway, let's get down and dirty. I've been gone for 3 weeks, and a lot has happened in those 3 weeks. Let me tell you. Um, we got a really close game with Green Bay. I'll go over that. We had an absolute curb stomping in Detroit. Absolutely. Let's go. It's very exciting. And we had probably one of the greatest Bengals wins in the last 5 years. Gonna say it right there. It was an absolute it was an incredible showing of what we can do as a team and how we can go and continue to proceed as we move throughout this season and we move and we're able to capitalize and build momentum. Exactly what I am not doing with this podcast, purely because I am still a college student and I am not really taking advantage of my momentum when I have it. Anyway, I just want to let you go and let's digest all this together. Going back to what feels like forever ago, the a million missed kicks. It felt like I that was tough to watch. I did fortunately get to watch the game because I had a club golf tournament and I had my screen in this hand. I would put it down right by my ball and I would hit and then I would pick it up and I would keep watching it. And it was something that I needed to go and rewatch and repay attention to just to see where I was not I was missing stuff that I could go and talk about. But my takeaways from that game were the defense looked great. I mean, holding Green Bay to 25 points is not a huge feat, but with how they looked and how they were trying to push the ball, it wasn't as efficient and momentum driving as Green Bay likes to go. They like to compile and continue to just punch, 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 punch. And we were not going to let them do that without getting a punch back. And our defense has looked astounding considering that in these last two games after the Green Bay game, we've only let up 28 points. And one of those were to the number one let's say this again, former number one seeded Baltimore Ravens, because the Cincinnati Bengals, are at the top of the AFC North right now, and we are a top seed in the AFC right now, which is incredible to hear. I remember way back when we started 8-0, which feels like forever ago, 6 years ago, I guess it is forever ago for some of us, but I have not seen this type of defensive schemes. I haven't seen this type of defensive confidence. I haven't seen this team confidence in so long, and it's so incredible to feel again. And I am just so happy that I get to go and week in, week out, get to discuss it here with all of you. And it is This Green Bay game was a nail biter. Obviously, we have the catastrophe, which was a struggle. I know a lot of you are tired of hearing of it. I'll get through it. But I mean, we make one of those kicks instead of 5-2, we're talking about 6-1. So let's just put that into perspective. And then if we get rid of that fluke with Chicago, we're 7-0. Just putting that out there. Not gonna get anybody hyped up, but 7-0 sounds a lot better than 5-2 in my eyes. But I digress. Anyway, moving on to Detroit. Great team win. Putting it there. We didn't let the Green Bay loss get to us, which I think different Bengals teams with different coaches and different attitudes would have let that Green Bay loss get to them, and they would have kind of hung their shoulders really low and let their head hang low and just kind of like, oh, whatever. We wouldn't have gone into Detroit and capitalized on our moral victory at the time and been able to absolutely go into Ford Field and mollywop the Lions. Tigers are a better alpha predator, according to the NFL. So let's go. I mean, Jamar is playing great in these games. You can see week 5 and week 6, but I want to wait to talk about him until we go into this week 7 win. But I mean, he throws a fucking shed block out there. It's burst through the play. Everybody knows what play I'm talking about, where Joe Mixon has the little check down catch and he goes all the way in for a touchdown with a beautiful forward block by Jamar Chase going and bursting in front of him and leveling a defender so Joe Mixon can get in there almost untouched. And that is something that says a lot about not only Jamar Chase as a draft pick and as a rookie and as a future NFL, I believe he's going to be a superstar, but it shows that he's not only in it for himself, but he wants the team to win. It is a team game with him. It is not him being, and yes, of course, he said he wants to break every record, but it is a team game. And everybody on this team understands that. It is not just for them. It is not for their money. It is not for that. They are playing to win. And this is a problem that we had these last couple of years where we were worried about individuals. Everybody was worried about who individually was having success and who was getting the individual records. But we are looking at this as a team. Everybody is a team. I remember going and looking, this is the most well-rounded our team has looked in forever. I don't see any major flaws. I can't. I look into it. I keep trying. I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's the Bengals. And I feel like that's partially my fault for being a Bengals fan for so long. You have that mindset where it's stuck in your brain and you don't really understand, oh, this could be a different team from what we're seeing. The culture is changing. We are changing as a city. We are changing as a fan base. We're changing as a team. The front office is changing. Everything is changing. And I feel like I haven't been able to see that in such a long time. And it's such a refreshing feeling. And it's almost hard to wrap my head around. But after that Detroit Lions win, we were riding high, and I was worried we were gonna go into M&T Bank Stadium. And I'm gonna lie, I got it wrong. I went into this weekend. I was a little worried. I was very worried going into this Baltimore Ravens game. I mean, you look at it, Lamar Jackson is arguably one of the most explosive playmakers, period, in the NFL right now. He seems like he's going on another MVP run. I mean, he's playing better than when he was the MVP. And it was worrying to me. And we, as a fan base, or at least I, go into games where I'm really worried. I'm like, oh shit. Well, it's the same old Bengals. And that's where I'm that's That's my final message. Eventually we'll get to that. But we went into the Ravens grounds and stomped them. I got it wrong. I didn't think we were going to win. I thought it was going to be a close game, maybe another moral victory like Green Bay going to New York and be able to build off momentum again. But shit, I love to be proven wrong when it comes to this. I love to be proven wrong. It is something that I was so happy about. Once again, I was at another club golf tournament. This is why I haven't been able to get any episodes out as fast as I can. And I do want to apologize about that again, but holy shit. I'm looking at the score 41-17, and I still cannot believe that is the final number. 41-17. I would share my screen, but I'm still working and testing that out and seeing if I can go and push some stuff out for you guys where I go and maybe I react to takes and whatever. Maybe that can be some stuff for new episodes. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comments below on YouTube, or comment to me on Twitter once this episode is released. Go and tweet at me at New Jungle 9 or at New Jungle Pod 1. Once again, it is New Jungle Pod 1 for the podcast, and New Jungle 9 for me. If you want to go and tweet at me and give me some suggestions on what you guys would like, other than just reactions and what I think this team is capable of doing and predictions. But going forward, holy fuck, we just kicked the fuck out of the former number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens. Not to mention, like I said earlier, I was going to get back to this, Jamar Chase, 201 yards and a touchdown. We had CJ Uzama. I think it was 4 or 5 receptions. Actually, let's look at the box score. I think it was 3 catches for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns on National Tight Ends Day. Congrats to CJ. And CJ, I want to talk about him for a bit before I get into the big guy, Joe. He's turning out to be one of my favorite players, and I think it's not only because he is so explicit about his love for the team, but he's so energetic, and he has been the one almost pushing. Everybody else is kind of quiet. They have their own little ways to hype everybody up, but CJ has been pushing this narrative of why not us. He was the guy that said, why not us? Why not the Bengals? We had a 5% chance, according to whoever the hell at the beginning of the season. By the way, screw them. We're going to win this goddamn division. Bold prediction. He has been pushing this all year. Why not us? And I also ask you that question. Why not us? Where's the glaring hole that doesn't allow us to win a playoff game? Where is it? The culture is different. Where is it? Why not us? And I after this game, after this Baltimore Ravens game, I look at the stats. Why not us? Why not? Why not us? We're winning these games. We are starting to win the games that we, as fan bases, don't expect us to win. We are starting to build momentum where we weren't able to before. We are starting to look and have a better outlook at this. Time of possession. We didn't even have the most time of possession. We got beat. They had more time than us with the ball. And we more than doubled their score. We doubled plus the touchdown. That is incredible. That is going into somebody's house and saying, you know what? Screw you. I know that you're going to go and look at this game. It's the same old Bengals. It's not the same old Bengals. And I feel like everybody needs to take a step back and realize this is not the same team that we have been used to seeing year after year after year, where we're good, but we're not good enough to win those tight games, because we are winning tight games at this point. We're going and winning on game-winning field goals. Of course, you're not going to win all of them. You look at Green Bay, but this is not the same old Bengals. Look at this. Another tight game. Once again, you're not gonna get it all the time against the Bears. But I mean, Vikings, close. Jacksonville, close. We pulled that one out. But other than that, the other wins are big wins. We beat Pittsburgh by 2 touchdowns. We beat Detroit by 1 million. We beat Baltimore by 1 million. Let's go and continue to build that momentum. I don't really think our team even cares that we lost to the Packers. I don't even think our team cares that we lost to the Bears at the beginning. And that's what good teams do. They don't care when they lose a game because you know you are in it no matter what. No matter what, going forward, you are in it. And that leads me to talking about Joe Burrow. No matter who you are, no matter what team Joe is given in front of him, you are in contention. Last year, I never thought we were out of a game because we had Joe Burrow until he got hurt, obviously. I never thought we were out of a game. I never thought that it was going to, before every week, I never thought that we were going to not be competitive. And this year, it's that to the nth degree. I have a feeling like we can beat Cleveland pretty handily at home when you look at this. Las Vegas, I was a little skeptical at this game because now that I look at it, because they're also 5-2. And at the beginning, I was like, we should beat the Raiders. But now looking at it, why can't we beat the Raiders by 2 touchdowns like we did to Pittsburgh? Why can't we beat the Raiders by 24 points like we did to the Ravens? We should. As a good team, we should be able to have that threshold that where you can go over that hump and continue to build momentum and build the culture and build the fan base's belief in us as a team. And I keep saying we as if I'm a part of it. And that's, I feel like I should say that. I feel like we all should start saying that because we are a collective that is important to this Bengals team. All the players have acknowledged it. They talk about it. I remember when T. Higgins was mic'd up, he was like, I missed this. I believe we were being at that game Thursday night in Jacksonville. We were a huge part in why we won that game. That stadium was the loudest I had ever been in. Ever. That was the loudest the stadium has been. Ever that I have at least been to. Why not? Why can't we are setting a new standard for this franchise going forward? I was a little skeptical. I was a Zach Taylor believer, but in my heart, I was a little worried. 6-25-1 is not a good record going into your 3rd season as an NFL head coach. It's not. But we are on the verge of winning that same amount of games, 6 wins in halfway through the season. Halfway. That is incredible. If you would have told me that we were looking to win games like Baltimore, games like Pittsburgh at the beginning of the year, even when I was still making this podcast and I was like, oh, we can go and we can sweep Pittsburgh, I still would have been a little skeptical. I would have been like, yeah, I think we have kind of a chance. But look at us now. Look at us now going into this game. We're talking about standards. We are talking about how we go forward as a community, a Bengals community, how we go forward as this team, as this culture, as this one Who Dey Nation, as the jungle, the new jungle. Some would say, hey, the new jungle, go and start pushing that. This is the new jungle. This is the new standard. This is the new standard. And that's partially why I started this podcast, because I feel like this is a new standard. We as fans need to get involved. We need to act like this is us, because it is. We are not just bystanders anymore. We can't go. If you're going to go at that parade and you're going to celebrate if we ever go to and win to this Super Bowl, if we go and we're there and you're at that parade, you need to go and look at it and say, hey, I contributed. I was part of that fan base. And it's not just you, it's everybody. It's a we. We as Who Dey Nation, as the new jungle, go and pushing this narrative, go and pushing this ideal, perfect utopia of amazing fans who will go up as boat captains and Mandalorians and arrows and flashes and everything. And even me going out, making my own podcast, doing whatever. You can go and contribute to that amazing fan base. It is in your, take the opportunity and grasp it, look at it. It is a new day in Cincinnati. It is a new day for this team. Not gonna lie, didn't like when we had that new day campaign. Wasn't our best campaign, but you know what is? New stripes. Hey, I would go get the new stripes for you if I had them here, but I don't. So let's just go back to looking at this Baltimore game. Sorry about that. Actually, you know what? I'm not sorry. That is something that we all needed to hear, and that is something that I needed to go and I needed to tell myself along with all of you. And I feel like going forward, we can be one of the best teams in the AFC and in the league. And it is started here. It started here with the fan base, because the guys on the field are going to fight for us. And if we fight for them, let's go. You know, why not? Why not us? Back to this Baltimore game. Let's go. Jamar Chase, talking about him. We talked about him earlier. 201 yards, a touchdown. Incredible play. Put him in a spin cycle. We all know what we're talking about. It's a slant route, and he turns it into an 82-yard touchdown. That's just what you get from the best prospect in the draft. But no. Jackson Carman. Do you remember the option A? Option A, Joe Burrow being blocked by Jackson Carman in Quinton, Spain, and throwing it to Jamar Chase, becoming Marlon Humphrey's dad. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there, baby. That is what I'm talking about. CJ Uzama making Marlon Humphrey look like an absolute wimp on that long first TD. It's exciting. It's exciting again. I'm so happy. This is exciting. And then Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine, they played awesome too. Like, this is something that we didn't expect. All these numbers, 416 yards, 3 TDs, and then that one bonehead interception by Joe. But like, that is crazy against a Baltimore D who's going to blitz you to no end. They will but guess what? You can't zero Joe Burrow. You can't zero Joe Burrow. Are you kidding me? You can't zero Joe Burrow. Come on, man. 416 yards, 3 TDs. This is something that we need to look at, is like, okay, that's our threshold. This is our threshold, beating Baltimore by 24. This is what we can do. Do you remember at the beginning of the season? I am sure I said this, that we were capable of scoring 30 plus points a game. And look at the trend of our scoring averages throughout these past weeks. Let's go. Started off good, 27. We were just close. I feel like we could have gotten to 30. We had some opportunities there looking back at it. Chicago, 17, fluke loss. Not really worried about that. But Pittsburgh, 24. Jacksonville, 24. Green Bay, 22. Missed some opportunities again. But look, 34 now. And we're going up even more to 41. And look who we have next. New York and Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland's defense is going to be hard to score against, but they're in shambles right now. I have no idea what's going on with that team. I don't think anybody does, honestly. That team is a wild card right now, not necessarily in the wild card playoff picture, but they are a wild card. I have no idea what's going to happen with them, but I'm confident because we have a defense that I see no huge flaws in. not huge flaws. There are none. I see some room for improvement. There are definitely places that we can look and be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's something that going forward we're going to have to look at and maybe invest in next year, or invest in time wise or practice wise, something that's going to have to kind of come to us. Maybe we'll need to take that little bit of initiative. But I mean, New York, going into New York after a Baltimore game, we should build so much momentum here. It should be it should be like, let's chalk it. I actually don't want to say that because I'm still in the headspace of I can't think that we are going to possibly fumble a game that we're supposed to win. And I feel like if we continue to do this and beat teams that we are supposed to beat, that's what good teams do. And that's the threshold. That's going to be the standard moving forward. That is something that we will continue to be building on. So going in, once again, biggest takeaways from the Baltimore game. That was a team win. That was something that we needed as a team win. We needed to push and push and push as a team to get that. And we did it. It's the threshold. That's the standard. And I feel like that's how going forward, we're going to have to look at things. We have to start trusting the process, start trusting. I need to put more faith in Zach Taylor, because I remember when I was a Zach Taylor believer, but I didn't believe that we would be here. And I feel like I need to start changing that, because at one point he was in the top 5 coaches who were on the hot seat for me. And now he's tied for third or something like that in odds to win coach of the year. Who thought that was going to happen? Like, I mean, Joe Burrow's looking like he could be in the MVP race. He just throws kind of some sneaky interceptions, and it worries me. But I mean, Jamar Chase is the rookie of the year. You cannot tell me otherwise. He should win that award, no problem. It should be no question that he wins that award. Joe Mixon is third on the rushing list, and we haven't even gotten the games that we usually get from Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins. Maybe we'll get a Mike Thomas or Auden Tate game where they go off just because they're trying to bully Jamar and T and Tyler and throw Joe off his rhythm. And then you realize, oh, Mike Thomas just went in for a touchdown, or CJ's got 3 touchdowns, or Drew Sample got a touchdown, or Joe Mixon has 2 rushing touchdowns and a little check down dink pass for a touchdown, or Samaje Perine, or Chris Evans. God, that play in the Detroit game was awesome. Like, we haven't even gotten those games, and our offense is that explosive. We're starting to win by a lot and scoring a lot and keeping other teams to below 20 points. It's a weird feeling as Bengals fans, because we're not used to it yet. I'm not used to winning like this. And it's not because we've had bad teams in the past, and it's not because we have had some teams, but it's not because our past has been riddled with nothing but losing. It's because when we had good teams, they wouldn't be able to win the tight game that you would expect them to win as a good team. And we are starting to do that, Exhibit A, Baltimore. So that's that is something that I've been sitting on, and I know it's been a really long time since I posted an episode. Once again, I'm trying to get back on the schedule. It is kind of hard for me being in college and being an executive on UA Club Golf and trying to go every weekend to tournaments and playing and being a student and working a job, and it's hard. So just please bear with me. I promise I will try to get better. At the bye week, I'm going to have a super mega episode. Hopefully, I want to actually try to go live So y'all will be able to maybe join me live, ask me questions. And then, yeah, just go. And once you go and you listen all the way through, go and comment, shout me out, tag me in anything that you think I could go moving forward. Would you like to see me react to some highlights? Would you like to see me go and react to takes if you have any of maybe somebody on ESPN's talking trash, or maybe they're saying some good things and maybe they're saying some good things, but me being a diehard Bengals fan, I could have a different perspective on, and maybe that it's just clickbait or something like that. Or even if you want me to start going live more after games, just shout me out. You heard the plugs again. New Jungle Podcast on YouTube, at New Jungle Pod 1 for the podcast on Twitter, and at New Jungle 9 for me on Twitter. Yeah, another great episode. I love it. I love waking up and knowing it's a victory week. And but now we're on to New York. I don't want to look over this game, because if we go and we just beat the crap out of Baltimore and then we somehow lose to the Jets, I really think it'll be frustrating. So I don't want to overlook this week. Everybody go, get out there. If you can't be in MetLife, go and do something. Try to support the team the best as you can, because I know I will be going and watching the game in here and shouting at my TVs and looking at my Twitter. So go and support the team however you can. Go downtown in Cincinnati and watch the game or something like that. So go and support the team. They're doing a lot for us, and I want us to give back as a fan base to them. And it's another great day to be a Bengals fan. God, I love saying that. Thank you once again for tuning in. I appreciate it. Obviously, don't ever hesitate to reach out to me if you ever see me, if you ever interact with me on Twitter. I love it. I do really apologize for not following up on my schedule. It's just hard. I'm trying to get better. I know it's my pre-New Year's resolution. I want to get this done. I want this to get big. I want you guys to enjoy it. So hopefully you are. Hopefully it's something that you enjoy listening to. And yeah, don't hesitate to reach out on any social media. So with that being said, Who Dey, go and push the New Jungle Initiative. And have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, or the rest of whatever day you can have. And I hope you sure as heck have a good one. So, Who Dey.